Yo, what's good? You're 4-3 here back in the day, and today, guys, I want to go ahead and talk about car mastery. Now, we first saw our first glimpse of car mastery back in the summer live stream where they were going through the user interface, and all of a sudden we see this little memo down at the bottom that says car mastery, and none of us really knew what it was until last week when they sort of talked about, hey, car mastery is going to be like a progression system for each and every single car. And at first I was thinking like, wow, are there going to be like challenges that you have to do with every single car to gain some kind of reward of some sort? That would be kind of interesting. Like maybe you've got your Ford Raptor and it's like, go ahead and perform 10 ultimate air skills to receive 50,000 credits or something along those lines, or receive 10 times more, or not 10 times, but like double the amount of points for air skills. I don't know, something along those lines. That's what I was thinking. But this week they actually went ahead and revealed what car mastery is, and it's got me pretty excited. Honestly, there is a lot of stuff that we can go ahead and do with car mastery, and the reason why I'm doing one video specifically on car mastery is because there was a lot of stuff to take in. Normally I want to go ahead and do a video specifically about each live stream, sort of recapping it, but car mastery, honestly, so much stuff went into this that I felt like it deserved its own video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on into it. So starting things off, what is car mastery? So if you guys remember back in Forza Horizon 3, they had this little thing called skill points in the perk shop. You would earn skill points by like doing things throughout Forza Horizon, like jumping or performing drift skills or running over things. You would get little skill points as time went on, and you could spend these in the perk shop. And some of the perks included things like get 3 times credits for the next 3 races, or permanent 10% addition to all skill points. And that was pretty cool. There was a lot of cool things that went on with this, and at the end of the game I had a lot of perk points after I had already spent everything. I didn't need to go ahead and spend any more perk points because I had already used everything. It was absolutely ridiculous. Right now in Forza Horizon 3, I have 999 skill points, and that was the max. You couldn't earn any more than this. So a lot of times, like recently, I have nothing to spend skill points on, and it's just absolutely insane. But now what they've done, in order to make sure that there is always something to go ahead and spend your skill points on, they have now added this new feature, Car Mastery, where basically these perks are now going to be applied to cars individually. So you actually have to go ahead and spend your perk points on individual cars. So it's almost going to make you think like, hey, how many points do I want to put into this car when I'm also going to be using this car? And how many points do I want to put into that car when I'm also going to be using this car, and so on and so forth. But the thing is, though, is over time, I feel like players are going to, eventually earn enough points where their favorite cars are going to be maxed out. Everything is going to be fine, and that's fine. That is absolutely okay. But what kind of perks are we actually going to be getting with these cars? Well, they did show off 2 different cars during the live stream. The first one being the Ford Raptor, and some of the things that we saw were car collection influence. And essentially, this basically said, okay, you're going to get some influence points into your car collection part of the campaign. And then there was influence boosters and skill score boosters. There was another perk with the Ford Raptor that I really liked, which is taking 2 collisions to break a skill chain. So how you're just drifting around and stuff like that, and oh, you hit that wall just a little too hard, it wasn't a drift tap, and boom, your skill chain's gone. Well, this is going to essentially be like, hey, we forgive you for this one, and then you move on to the next one. That is pretty cool. I like that quite a bit as well. There was some skill boosts. There was also next 10 races, extra influence, increased wrecking ball skill scores, a whole bunch of different things to go along with these. And as well, they even introduced a brand new car into the game along with this, which is the Ford Capri RS 3100 Forza Edition, which is actually a lifted Ford Capri. It's an off-road version, and that is pretty damn cool. So another thing you could get with these is you got wheel spins. In fact, there were actually 3 wheel spins with this Forza Edition car. Of course, a bunch of different skill increases for like pass, drift and e-drift, air skills, side swipe, skill combo increase, double the multiplier, skill influence, event influence, a whole bunch of different things with these cars, and honestly, that is pretty damn cool. So there's another thing though with Car Mastery that I think is both a detriment as well as a bonus, because I know a lot of people are going to complain about this aspect, but also a lot of people at the same time are going to benefit from this drastically, because there are some different cool things that you're going to be able to do with this. Because when you go ahead and apply the perk points to a car, they stay with that individual car. So let's say you have a Lamborghini Huracan, and you go ahead and max out that Lamborghini's perk tree. And then you go ahead and buy another Lamborghini Huracan because you're like, I want to have an off-road Lamborghini Huracan. Well, you go ahead and buy that one. Its perk tree is going to be blank. You'll have to go ahead and restart with that car. So either, you're going to have to go ahead and have two cars and go ahead and deal with that, or you're going to have one car and keep applying tunes over and over again. And I know some people find that kind of an annoyance. I don't mind it because sometimes, it's like, I've already got so many cars. I just want to have one car and I'll just change the tune out every now and then whenever I want to change it. Like, I've got my Nissan Silvia K's, and I have a race car tune, and then I also have a drift tune. And the thing is though, is I have to just switch those out all the time. Not only because the Nissan Silvia K's is an extremely expensive car, but because I just don't want to fill up my garage. I have so many cars in Forza Horizon 3, it's absolutely ridiculous. I ran out of room multiple times. It's absolutely insane. Really and truly is. But the thing is though, is you also might be thinking, well, what if I sell the car? The auction house is of course coming back to Forza Horizon 4. And if you auction off this car on the auction house, your perks go with it. So whoever goes ahead and purchases that car is also going to receive a fully perked out car. So a lot of people, what they can actually do with this is they can perk out cars for people and sell them on the auction house at a premium. Because getting all those perk points can take a long time. So those people, like especially drifters who are honestly just banking up points all the freaking time, they can go ahead and be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and purchase this LaFerrari, perk it out to the max, and sell it at a premium for, I don't know what the price is going to be, like let's say it's $300,000 for a whole perked out LaFerrari. Well, you just made $300,000 on that LaFerrari, which is pretty damn cool. I feel like it's probably going to be more than that, because there's going to be some people it's like, okay, is it 1 million credits extra, or it's 2 million credits extra? I don't know what it's going to be, but there's probably going to be something along those lines, especially on the Forza forums in the marketplace, because I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see what perks come with this car in the auction house, because usually that sort of stuff is sort of hidden. So you'll go on to like the Forza forums, and someone will have to go ahead and make a post like saying, selling fully perked out cars, put down your car in the comment section and we'll work out a price, something along those lines. That is going to be very interesting to see how that all works out, because it adds a new element to the game, and I really kind of like that idea, because as we saw in Forza Horizon 3, the Legend Painters and the Legend Tuners were the people who really did benefit from the auction house. They were able to make a crap ton of money. Like for example, right now in Forza Horizon 3, I have 1.5 billion credits. I don't need that much money, which is why I plan on giving it away in a live stream when we hit 10,000 subscribers. But honestly, that is pretty damn cool. I like that. I like that they actually go ahead and transfer, but at the same time, I also wish that, hey, maybe there was an option to not transfer those perks, and you could go ahead and recollect your perk points. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's a detriment, but it's also a bonus. So but another question, though, that was brought up in the live stream is, okay, so now we're spending our skill points on individual car perk trees. Does that mean that we can only spend skill points that are earned with that type of car on that same car? And the answer to that is no. So let's say you have a guy and he says, hey, I want a LaFerrari fully specced out. Can you get this for me? I'll pay you an extra 1 million credits. Well, what's going to happen is the guy who, basically is a drifter, he's got a Nissan 240SX and he's built all his points out. He'll be like, yeah, sure. He goes, buys his LaFerrari, fully perks it out, and puts it onto the auction house. Deal's done, everything is done, and honestly, that again is pretty nice feature that you aren't necessarily going to have to use that same car, because there's a lot of cars in Forza Horizon 3 that I rarely use, but at the same time, I would want them to have those extra bonuses applied to them, because otherwise, I'm going to feel like I'm losing something as I try and use that car. For example, there was the BMW M4 Horizon Edition in Horizon 3, and at the beginning I used that car a lot. Towards the end though, I didn't really use it a whole lot because they had the Lamborghini Huracan, and that one became my favorite car to go ahead and use. So, but then, every now and then I still hop into the M4, but it's like, imagine if I didn't put any perks on that. Well, I'm losing out. I'm losing out on a lot of stuff, and at this moment, I got plenty of perk points anyway. I'm gonna fully perk that son of a bitch out as soon as I get done. I mean, it's just like, that's just how it goes. This is gonna be very interesting to see how this all works out. I'm wondering if it's going to actually work out how it's intended, or, you know, what are some of the consequences that we haven't necessarily thought about yet. Because I'm very curious. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. So, but anyway though, that is what we're going to do and wrap it up for today. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about car mastery. Are there any consequences that you guys think are actually going to come from this? As I'm curious to hear what you guys got to say. As well, if you guys want to, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at twitter.com/Gurf113 and Instagram.com/Gurf113. And if you guys like this video, go and make sure to hit that like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos come out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.